ask a question in the chat box, and I will do my best to answer the question. Or if you need, if you don't, there's an area or some function you do not understand and need me to repeat the explanation once more, let me know as well. Okay. If you're not hearing me loud and clear, let us know, and we wait for you until you can get a better connection. Okay, so we'll start now. On the screen, you can see the EMC. So we log into the Symphony EMC, and in the EMC we have the enterprise. So you can see the enterprise management console. We have on the left the tree where we have the enterprise, then we have the property level and the revenue centers. And for the discount, we start with discount. It's under sales, configuration sales, and the discount can be added at the enterprise level or at the properties level. So you have two levels where you can add the discount. So you can have like enterprise level discount, and then at each specific property, if they have a slight difference with the discount, they can override the existing discount, or they can actually add a new discount specific for that property. All right. So what we're going to do is go into the discount for the enterprise. And so once we click on the enterprise, we come into the enterprise discount page. Okay. On the left, you will see your discounts. To add a discount is quite easily. So you just press the plus sign, then you either next available position, specify your actual number, record number you require, or you have a range of discounts you wish to add, so you can give a record number range as well. So once you do that, it will add the record. You can also use it as a template. If you want to copy a discount using the existing templates, you can use that option, tick that option, and select the template. All right. I'm not going to add the discounts, but if you are going to add this discount, this is how you do it. So once you add the discount and your record appears, we're going to use an example like an open dollar discount. This is, so you add the record, you put in the name, and you select the type. First of all, you select the type of discount, activation type. So in the discounts, we have three available selections. We have the manual entered, which is the manual discount. Then we have the automatic, which the system actually detects based on your based on the list or the trigger items that you created, and then you have the coupon one. All right, okay. So we have the manual discount. So this one is manual dollar example. So here we have discount open dollars, and the amount is 100. Okay. Then you assign your tax class if you have a tax. Then you have the privilege group. Privilege group, you can denotes who can use the discounts. Okay, so if you have something like a 0, then anyone can use the discount. For something like an open dollar discount, you might need someone with a privilege group 3, like a manager, will be allowed to use proofs of the discount. So if somebody like a cashier who's not privileged to use this discount tries to use this discount, it will prompt approval that requires a manager approval to swipe the card before the discount can be applied. Okay. Then you have the condiment discountability. All right, and here you can select the options. The basic option is use the menu item class option, or you can use it parent items only, condiments only, or parent highlighted condiments only, and so on. So you can actually affect that how the condiments, how the discounts apply to the condiments as well. Okay, hi. Can you see my screen now? Sorry about that. Hello. Okay, sorry about that. I'll repeat that once more. We just go back. Okay. So on the screen now you can see the EMC. So we go to the enterprise level. The discount can be applied at the enterprise level or the property level. So we go on the home page, and then you have the under configuration, sales, and you got the discounts. Okay, so we have the so if you click on the discounts on the enterprise level, we can open the existing page. This is what you see on this one. We can also apply the add the discounts at the property level. So if there is a specific discount at the property level, we can add the discounts, insert a new discount at the property specific to the property level as well, or we can override an existing discount and make a change. So for example, I have an open dollar discount and I want to override at the property level, for example. At the moment, the open dollar discount is $100. Maybe I want to change that to $150 maximum for this property. So I can override that discount and change the setting. All right. So you can see here that open dollar discount now has been changed, specific for this property only. Okay. All right. So we go back to the original discount then. So in the discounts, as I mentioned before, there are three types of discounts we can create. One is the manual discount, one is the automatic, and then you have the coupon type of discounts. All right. So in this example, this is a manual discount. So we select the manual, we put in the amount, we enable the discounts. All right. Then you apply the tax. So if you have a tax, whatever tax class applies to the discount, you can create and apply the tax class. Then we have the privilege group. So this what denotes who can use the discount. So someone like a privilege group 0 means anyone can use it. All right. Something like a privilege group 3, maybe the manager only a manager can use it or approve to use it. So if a cashier who doesn't normally have a privilege group 3, they apply a discount, then if they use this discount, it will prompt up and request the manager's approval. So the manager will need to swipe the card, all right, before the discount can be applied. Then you have the condiment discountability. That means how does the discount affect the condiments? So there's several options. You can use, the default is using the menu item class option, all right? But then you have the other ones like follow the parent menu items or apply to condiment items and so on, all right? But so you can actually, if you want more information, you can right click on this one. And there's a brief explanation on the actual functionality of this. Then you can have the reports group if you need. Here in the report group, they created a discount report group, so you can select if you want to. And then we have to come to the triggers. And with the triggers, there are different types of triggers for this discount. So here you have to use discount itemizer. That means, what is a discount itemizer, you may ask? So here, if I go click on this itemizer, you can see that what they are. You have the discount itemizer, which means, does the item belong to the food category? Does it belong to the beverage category? Beer, spirits, wine, and so on. Okay, so if the food and if the menu item is belong to the food category, any items with any discounts, which apply to food discount itemizer, okay, will apply to that item. Okay, will apply to that. That will affect the item to discount. So if this was ticked for beverage, then any discount that have a beverage itemizer will affect the will affect the discount will affect the item. Okay, that's what itemizers are. Basically categories of the menu item. Okay, so if you're not going to use a discount itemizer, you guys, you can see you can have a different categories like the HH drinks, food, coupons, and so on. What are they? These are actually a menu item list or category list that you can manually create. So so independent of the discount itemizer. So if we go to click on this, so you can see the change screen. We go to the menu item groups, enterprise. This is the enterprise level, and you can see what groups are available. Okay. We click on the once we click on the the menu item groups, you can see what the HH drinks menu item group is composed of. So you can see for happy hour drinks is they've rated by family group. The range, so you can do a range of so you can select by family group, then you can do a range of family groups, and here you can see is the range is between bottled beer to import beer. Okay, then they add another range from 3003 to 3003, which is the imported beer, and then they add another range from 2002 to which is white glass wine, and you can see the actual item that's selected. All right, if you want to, you can also exclude. So even though you do a range by family group, there are certain items that you can exclude within the group. Okay, so here you can see they have added an exclusion. So by menu items, so they've added from 3003 to 3002 to 3003, and it's one specific item or two, red stripe and dragon stout. So these two items will be excluded from the happy hour pricing. All right, so they've selected a family group of imported beer, but they want to exclude two items. Okay, so you can do that. So by doing the include and exclude, you can target specific items. Okay, this is for happy hour drinks. Then we have the different types. Then we have a food coupon. They also target a specific type of food here by the major group food, but they want to exclude coffee. And then we also have ice cream, which is ice cream, so they can target specific ice creams. And then you got staff steaks and so on. All right. So you can actually create your own as many lists as you require to target specific items, okay, or specific family groups, specific major groups, and exclude certain items as well. Okay, right. So we go back to the discounts. So once you created your groups, then if you don't want to go by itemizer, we can actually change this and go by the discount group. All right, and your happy hour, your open dollar food discount would then go by your specific drink list, happy hour drink list. All right, so I'm going to change it back. But yeah, so if you're not going to use discount itemizers, you can create your own specific groups, and you can trigger the discount based on those specific groups. All right. And then we come down to the options. So we have the options on. So here you can see on for open, off for preset. So it's on is an open discount, which is here. You can then you have the amount, or is off for percentage. So this is on because it's a percentage. And then you have the option of, is this do you need a reference in entry? If so, tick the option. It will pop up a keyboard for you to enter. And then do you want to limit discount to a value amount in the field? If I do, then yes, I can set that. So if I tick this option, then the maximum amount I input here will become active. Okay, so I put in amount value of 100. So that means no matter the open dollar discount you input the amount in, the maximum will be 100. Okay, so you can actually do a specific option if you want to limit the maximum amounts that can be applicable. All right, so in this instance, if I do tick the option limit discount value to amount in field and I put 100, then I can only apply maximum of open dollar food discount of 100. Okay. Then you also have other options like a simple item exclusivity, and also this one called simple transaction exclusivity. Simple means you're limiting the discount to one per check. All right. So if you have a simple item exclusivity, you can tick that here. All right. Select apply to this one and preventing from receiving multiple discounts. So you can, it's basically to limit apps, only one discount of that type can be applied. Okay, so you can't apply multiple discounts affecting the same item or the same transaction. In this case, simple transaction exclusivity. So you can right click and read the basic description on what this discount is. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, let's continue. Then you also have other things. Does the discount affect service charge? In some customers, that is required. The discount applies to the service charge as well. So here, if you want to affect the service charge, you can tick this option. All right. Okay. Then you also have the discount. Does it apply to combo meal group items? All right. Does the discount affect the combo meal group items? If they do, and then you tick the option. And the reason there's these options is because sometimes the combo meal groups will have menu item groups or side dishes which are chargeable, all right, with a price. And if they apply the discount, does it apply to those combo meal side items, chargeable items? And this is where this option is required. All right, if you want to apply the discount to the combo meal items as well. All right, and these are some other options that you can you can select. Also, limit discount value to a discountable item. This is useful option actually. Number 32 is a useful option because you can use, say, in a coupon discount, for example. Your coupon discount may be $100, but the person, say the customer comes in, buys an item that is say $95. So there's $5. All right. So how does the system apply the discount when the maximum when the item check total or item price is just 95? The coupon they apply is $100 coupon discount, and this is where how you can use that. You can tick this option, in which case it will limit the discount to the value of discountable item. So if the value of the item is only 95, even though you apply a discount that is say $100 coupon, okay, it will only apply 95 because on the check total or the menu item price is just 95. All right, 95. That's why this option is very useful. It's useful in this type of scenario where you do have a coupon or with a preset amount, and it's possible that the customer that purchases the item does not actually reach the coupon amount, so it's below that. All right, and this is where this option comes in handy. All right. Any questions? All right. So, all right. Now that's under general. Once we go to exact effectivity, this is where when the discount becomes effective. So you do have a start date, and you do have an end date. All right. If you do have a start date, you enable the start date. But if you don't tick an end date, that means the discount is on forever. All right. And you also, when does the discount effective? So you have 7 days a week to tick. So if you want to reoccurring, it can be effective on all days of the week. You tick all. If there's certain days it's only effective, you can just tick those certain days. Okay, and then you can also target specific times when the discount is active. So if you want to tick that active, you want to use this recurrence of the time of day, you can also tick that. All right. Any questions? Okay. Then the next one we come to the tab is the revenue center type. And this targets specific outlets. Okay, so your open food dollar discount, you created and so on, but you might only allow it in certain revenue centers. In this case, this open dollar food discount is only available in the restaurant. So it's not available in the bar, room service, Finders Bar 36. All right. So all those outlets, um, if they try to use discounts, will not work. All right. So the system will not allow that discount to be used in those certain outlets. And where do you configure this? In the RVC configuration, if you go back to the revenue center configuration, which is at the property level, okay. So we go to property level, a setup, sorry, revenue center configuration. We click on this and open existing page. So come here. So, and you can see all those RVC restaurants, and then we can see the revenue center types. And you can actually see each revenue center, and you can tick that specific revenue center type, which is one. All right. So, and the bar is ticked too. But you can, I mean, these RVC types, you can tick as many combinations as you like. But in this case, we target specific revenue centers. So number one is restaurant, number two is bar, and so on. And you can see that here. Okay. So this will allow you, RVC types will allow you to restrict the revenue center, which outlets then can use the discount. All right. Any questions? Nope. All right. Okay, we go to the next one, which is the itemizer. As we mentioned earlier, this is the food category. In your menu item class, the itemizer is actually selected in the menu item class. So your item is linked to a menu item class, and that menu item class is selected for a specific discount itemizer, and then any discounts which are linked to that itemizer will be applicable to that to the items which are connected to the menu item class. Okay, so in this case, this is the category called food. So this discount will apply to any itemizers, any items which are linked to the menu item class, which is assigned as a discount itemizer food. Right. And it's same with the beverage, beers, and so on. Okay. We're similar to we have the menu level configuration. There you can see which level is it active on. So in this case, it's active on all levels, which include the happy hour, regular happy hour package level. All right. So this, but in most cases, you will tick the option of all levels unless you're specifically using specific menu items on a particular menu level. Okay. Um, then you have the NLU, SLU. This is selected for the discounts if you're using SLU. If you're not using SLU, you're actually programming the discount items, discount keys directly to the screen. Then there's no need to select. Okay, then there's no need to select the discount SLU. Okay, so you're actually programming a key directly. Um, let's go to page design. Um, Yeah. So you can actually see on the screen here, this is the discounts is configured by SLU. All right. So these are actually auto discount SLU. These are not direct keys, but if you was to add a direct key discount, then you will have to add the individual keys for this for on the screen. Okay. In this programming of the page design, this SLU. And this is the SLU you select. You can create as many SLU as you like. Yes, you can see here there's over 30. Well, there's a max. There's up to 60, 62. Yes, 64 discount SLU. So there's plenty to go around. Well, then you have the printout, which is the output. So no, the default is, of course, you put it into the customer receipt, the journal, and the guest check. If you need to print out in a specific color, you can tick the option on red or off black. But this is, of course, if you're using a color printer. If you're using like a standard default thermal, then or dot matrix printer with just a single black ink or purple ink or whatever, then there's no use. Then you also got the output device. Do you need to print out to a kitchen device? If so, you tick the options. But by normal output, this is not necessary. And the remaining tabs are for auto. We'll go through that in a moment. I'm not going to talk about it now. And then you have the exclusivity. So remember when we had the option of simple transaction exclusivity and simple item exclusivity? If you're not using simple, you can actually go to here, exclusivity, and be more sophisticated. Okay, so in this case, all these in this case you can see this is 6 for food and premium foods. So this discount will be applicable, will restrict basically will restrict on items, basically restrict the discounts for food and premium food. Okay, so if there are more than one discounts which apply to food and premium food, it will not be allowed. Okay, so for example, this is an open dollar food discount, and then we maybe have a food 10% discount. When this occurs, after one discount is applied, the other discount cannot be applied. So if I was to say apply the open dollar food discount onto check first, once I apply that discount and then I try to apply the food 10% discount, it will not be allowed. And this is how you prevent it, because they are belonging to the same food and premier food category, which is why if they all belong to the same category, it will not it was restricted. If, for example, this open dollar food was applicable to food only, and the 10% food was applicable to premium food only, then this will be allowed, because they are belonging to different exclusivity groups. So they don't overlap. If they don't overlap, it will be allowed. All right. Because if I take this, go back to the original configuration, in this configuration, then it will not be allowed, because food and premium foods will overlap. Okay, you will have two discounts applying to the same category, and when that happens, it will not be allowed. So if I apply the open dollar food first, then if I apply a food 10%, it will not be allowed, and it's the same. If I apply the food 10% first, then the open dollar food will not be allowed. Okay. But you can apply also, but if you apply that check, apply, say, a BV 10% discount, which is nothing to do with food or premium food, then yes, it will still be allowed. So you can, so it allows you to apply the other types of discounts. Okay. Whereas if I go back to the original, general and I tick simple item or simple transaction exclusivity, then once that discount that belongs to that has the simple transaction exclusivity applied, then any other transaction discount will not be allowed. All right, so that when you tick this, it restricts it to one discount per check only. Whereas if you're using exclusivity, if you don't use that simple exclusivity option and you do hit on under exclusivity tab, then you can be more specific. Then you can like restrict the food, but allow alcohol or any other types of discounts to be applicable to the check. All right. Whereas if you use the option simple transaction exclusivity, once you apply the discount, then anything will not be allowed. Any other discount will not be allowed on the check. All right. Any questions? Okay. Right. Let's move on. Now that was the open. So that's by dollar food, and then this is very quickly we go on. This is by percentage, open dollar percentage discount. So this is so you can actually have a percentage, and here you can see the settings is slightly different. We have off for percentage and reference required and so on. So that is a percentage discount. That's the open for food. Then if you have a fixed amount of discount for percentage, we cannot do that. Here you can see in this example is a 25% discount. So it's by manual application, and we use discount itemizers and so on. All right, and it's preset. But then we have this maximum 20,000. So that means I can apply if I tick the option limit the amount to discount. No, sorry, not. So, all right. Max. So if I apply 25% discount and I tick the option max amount 20,000, it will limit the maximum amount of discounts to 20,000. So if the check is under the discount amount on that check is under 20,000, then it will be allowed. But if the check is 25% discount and it exceeds the 20,000 amount mark, then it will be restricted to 20,000 only. So we can restrict or give a limit to a maximum discount that you can apply. So even though it's set for 25% discount, we can limit that to maximum amount. All right. And it's same with the VIP discounts and so on. All right. So that's just the manual discounts, fixed discounts. Now let's go to the happy hour discounts, which are the automatic discounts. Right. So this one is the happy hour discount. So this one, first of all, we select for automatic. All right. Then we have the standard options, privilege group. We select for 0, and notice the trigger group is no longer active. It's grayed out, and the reason is because you were using auto, which is the auto tab. The auto tab becomes available. All right, and then all the other options are up to you to apply. The only thing that really needs is this is an item discount. When you're doing auto discounts, you are doing an item discount. Okay. All right. Then we have the effectivity. So this tells you when it's effective. Are there specific times, specific days effective? Yes. Here, this is every day of the week. 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So this happy hour discount applies to 8 to 6, 7 days a week. All right. Then we have restricted which revenue centers is applicable to the restaurant and bar only. So the happy hour discount is only available in the restaurant and bar. So you can restrict it to certain revenue centers, as you can see here. It's not by item, so this is grayed out because you're not using discount itemizers. You are specifically using a menu item list. And here, this is also SLUs, not by SLU. So because it's automatic, it's automated, there's no need to select the screen to place the discount key on. And also the printout is similar to you to print out the receipt journal guest check. So we come to the auto tab. And auto tab, you can see what type of automatic discounts there are. All right. First of all, we have one which is item price substitution. And what is item price substitution? Basically, you give it's a new price. All right. That you can substitute them. So for example, item was $100, and if you have used this discount, you can, I suppose, do a percentage off if you want to, amount off if you want to. But if it's an item price substitution, is so your item may be $100, your normal price item, but now I'm going to call it for $80. Okay, so that means the price will be changed to $80. If once a discount is applied, it will go. The price will be $80, and you can see by this one. Then we also have an option of maximum counts. So how many times can that discount can be applied on one check? Okay, so if there's a max count is 0, that means there's no limit. All right, if I put a maximum count of 2, that means this item price substitution be done for 2 items only. All right, it can be done twice. Then we have the quantity threshold. So what's the quantity threshold? First of all, we select the trigger. So this is the list of all right. So if, for example, this is a happy hour drinks discount, so I select the happy hour drink minimum quantity. So if I was to do say minimum quantity of 2, okay. If I ordered the 2 quantity and the third, and I ordered the third, that third item can be discount. So this is basically a buy certain quantity amount and get whatever you off. All right. So if I have so if I select the same reward group, happy hour, and I do say percentage off 100. All right. Award account of 1. So what? So if in this setting, if you look at this, this is buy 3, get 1. Get the 4th drink discounted 100%. Okay. So if I buy 3 items, I get the 4th free of charge. So this is what you get for the. This is basically buy 3 get 1 get 1 free. Or if I go to buy 2 get 1 free, I can do this. So I order 2 items in normal price. By the 3rd item, it will be 100% discounted. Right, so it's buy 1 get 1 free. So this is how you configure. So the quantity threshold is basically buy 1 get 1 free. Of course, you don't. If you're not going to give 100% off, you can give 50% off, or you can give by a certain amount off. So buy 2 get the third one $10 off or $100 off or whatever. Or you can get the third one as amount substitution. The third one will become 0 amount or whatever amount. Okay. So, but basically this is buy 1 get 1 free scenario with the quantity threshold. We also have something called maximum account. That means how many times can this be applied? If it's 0, you can buy one get one free as many times as you like. If you set a certain number like 5, that means I will only on one check allow maximum of 5 buy one get one frees, or buy 2 get one frees, or buy 3 get one frees, whatever. Okay, so this is, if you wanted to do a promotion with a drinks discount, this is how you create the discount with buy one get one free. So you have you set it to automatic discount. You set it and once you set it to automatic discount operator, then you go to the auto. You set it to menu item, of course, item discount. Then you go to the auto tab, select quantity threshold. You can select a logo from best deal for the customer. It doesn't matter, best deal for the merchant, whatever. And then you select your trigger group. You can create your own trigger group, like we mentioned earlier. This is the happy hour drinks trigger group, and so on. Once you create your trigger group, you select, then you have the minimum quantity. So here I'm buying 2, get 1 free. So the third item is a match substitution 0, or I can do a percentage off 100% discount on the third item. All right, and there also I have a maximum count of 5. So that means that I can. So on one transaction, I can do a maximum of 5 get buy one get one free, or 5 discounts basically. All right. Okay. Any questions? Nope. All right. So that's that's quantity threshold, and then you have the total price threshold. So this is similar, except for one thing. There is a price, and the price is, first of all, you have a trigger group. Do the happy hour drinks, and this total price threshold. Okay, so instead of by quantity, this is by item spent. All right, total price. So if, for example, I have a promotion, spend $500, and then next item you get after $500, you get 100% discount, or 50 get 100% discount, for example. In this case, I will say configure 500. All right, so I spent $500 based on these items, drinks. I just spent 500, and then I award the same, and the percentage off from the same group. I can do 100%. Sorry, 100%, or I can do by the amount, or you can buy and so on, or can buy 0 substitution amount. So in this scenario, I would spend $500 on happy hour drinks, and then on after $500, the next drink will be 100% discount, or price substitution to 0. Okay. Any questions? So that's price. Then we have the combination pricing, which is similar. And you have the trigger groups in here. You can the trigger groups. You have multiple types of trigger groups, so you can select multiple trigger groups. And you have, once you hit the trigger, you can actually give an amount off. Okay, so that's the combination pricing. Okay, of all the triggers combined together, you can actually set that. Then we can go to sales price. So a certain price, and then you got a certain amount off. All right, so if you reach a certain price, then okay, how much you get off. All right. If you want more detail, please. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm. Okay, the help is not working on this, but if you normally click on your EMC help, you can actually see all the types of discounts available. It's not and their explanation in detail of what they mean and how to configure. All right. And then we come finally to the coupon discounts. So we go back to the so for the coupon discounts, we set good coupon, which is also automatically enabled, but of course the operator must also enter assert the coupon, I believe the coupon. Same configuration for activity, RVC types the same. Where can it be applied? It's not. So okay, so we go and then it's all the settings SLU. So why this discount requires SLU? Because it needs it's automatically applied, but it requires a user trigger. All right, so the key must be pressed by the user. Once it's pressed by the user, then the discount will automatically apply according to your settings. And here it's with the coupon discount, it's the same type of discounts as also fully auto discount, but it requires the intervention and requires a press of the button by the end user. All right. So any questions on the discounts? All right. Or the discount effectivity. If you are, we also have an effectivity group if you want to specifically create a certain discounts, and you want to be have them effective on certain have a certain start date and end date. You can use effectivity group you wish to, but actually it's not really necessary because we have effectivity tab here where you can actually specifically set when it's up to be effective and when it will end. Okay. All right. So that's discounts. All right. If no more discounts, we go to the tender media. So to, next up, next we will go through is tender media. Tender media is the same. You find it under discounts, also from the enterprise level or the property level. All right. So we can create a list of tender media at the enterprise level, and then amend it at the property level, or add specific tenders at the property level for each property. It's the same as before. So we will go to property level tender media. We can see the tenders here which have been configured already at the enterprise level. But if I wanted to make a change, I can. All right. So if I wanted to make a change to this, I can click on this, override record, use existing record. All right, and then this record specific for this property, so I can make a change here now, and so on. Okay, so you can see this. So that's at the property level. All right, we go back to the enterprise level, tender media. Let's now tender media can be many things. First of all, is payment. All right. Besides payments, it can also be the different times, like print check, file order, and so on, send and stay, and so on. These are all tender medias as well. We also have tips paid and so on, and we have offline payments also as tender media. Let's go through the first one, which is quickly, which is cash. Okay, so in the tender media, we create at the enterprise level, for example. We have the privilege group 0, which means anyone can use the tender. Then we have the key type, which is a payment. So you have different types of key selection. All right, and then we have the reports group, which is cash. Then under options, we have the various options. So we have the printing option. This will tell you, enable whether to print it on the receipt. Do you print the sales itemizers, summary totals, and so on? Do you print it as a check on demand, or do you print it by the round? And is it a fast transaction? And so on. Do you need to print the trailer for fast transaction? So this is print options. If you're not sure on the options, you can like right click on your mouse and it will pop up an explanation of that function, right? Then we have the interface options. Interface options is only relevant if you have an online interface. At this moment, this cache does not. But in the, say, for example, room charge, you can see the room charge has an online interface. And so you select the interface that you're using for the room charge, all right, which is interface link 1. And then you have the interface options, like do you post $0 transaction to PMS or you do not post, and so on. All right. Then you have the credit card options. For example, let's look at the credit card options. And there are certain, I mean, these type of credit card options are normally used for the North America credit card processing. But in most of the countries, the credit card options are not actually used. Okay. Then we have the taxing options as well. So if you have payments and it affects the tax or so on, here you can see the taxing options for you to select or not select. Right, let's go. Ops behavior. This is actually useful because this will determine something like amount required or soon pay in full. So something like amount required means you have to enter, the user has to enter the amount each time, all right, for the payment. If you do assume pay in full, all you have to do is press the tender, no need to enter amount, and the check will automatically close according to the amount on the check. So there's a slight difference in the functionality. We can also use with currency conversion. So if you are like payments, like a Hong Kong dollar cash in this case, used with currency conversion. So you can see here, Hong Kong dollar cash is actually a foreign currency and it's ticked with the currency conversion. Okay, so if you're paying with Hong Kong dollar, it's converted to the local currency and the amount is specific based on the conversion. All right. Then you have the other options like do you allow partial tender or not partial tender? Do you round to the next highest dollar? Do you round change due and so on? So all these options will not just affect the check. If you have an interface, it will also affect the interface posting to Opera or other PMS systems. Okay. Then you have the options like do you open the drawer or you don't, and so on. And do you require reference required? Do you encrypt the reference? And do you need a reason for the payment? So all these options are available. The another option is if you apply the payment, you exempt auto service charge. So certain payments will exempt the auto service charge. This is like duty meals, for example. Duty meals will usually, or account management, sales marketing, none of these. But normally those type of charges will be exempt auto service charge. All right. And you also have the other options that reference required is the item shareable. Item shareable is used if you're doing a split check. So if you are doing a split check, do you allow the item to be shared? Okay. Any option? Sorry, any questions so far? No. Then we go to the charge tip option. This is specifically just the payment allow tips. All right. When you tick the option charge tips, and you select the service charge tips, the system will automatically prompt. So if a check was $100, you pay $110. The system will prompt automatically to ask you, is the $10 for tips? All right. Of course, you can then answer yes. So assume. If you answer no, then you enter like the amount of tips required. You want to um, enter as tips. So if for payments like 110 and your check was total was 10, so the system will prompt you of $10 to tips. You say no, you enter $5. Then the tips will be assumed as $5, and the remaining $5 will come out of change due. All right. Any questions? All right. Okay. Let's continue. Um, then we have the miscellaneous options. We have the like a Halo high amount lockout. If you're using a Halo option, you can if you enable Halo, you can actually lock out a specific high amount entry. All right, so you can restrict certain entries, and this is sometimes necessary, um, used in where maybe coupons or maybe coupon tender or maybe like a certain voucher, that type of thing. You want to use the Halo amount. So if the voucher is maximum of 100, if you want to, you can do an enable Halo and then press the amount of 0. That means it will lock out you. It will prevent any entry above the 100. Okay. Or you can use this. If you enable this, uh, amount over tendered, amount over then the 0. So this will for this type of sale, it will prevent you from paying over the certain tender amount. Normally it's used for a coupon, but you also can use it for other things as well. All right. Any questions on the Halo amount? Okay. So this is room charge. All right. Now for room charge, let's go to the menu level. That's a normal. You tick all the options, also with the output, and then we go to the room charge. Now, for something like a payment which has an interface, is online. There's normally a data extension tab, and in the data extension tab, there's several options you want to tick. For example, this one is a room charge, and you tick the option as room charge. Of course, if it's then we also have some other payment types like a TNG payment type. If it's that, then you tick the TNG payment type as well. All right, but in this example here, you can see the room charge, and the room charge, it is a room charge payment, so we tick this option, and the requirement for this is if you tick this option as a room charge, when you do the room charge posting, will pop up a keyboard for you to enter the search, room number, name, and so on. All right. If you don't tick this option, then that does not prompt. Okay. So this is specific for certain room charges. For tenders which do not have this interface, there's no need to tick these options on the tender data extension, all right? Because it's not necessary. Okay. And you can see the credit card payments as well. So this is the tender media types. And here we have a TNG, something called TNG deposit. So this is a deposit payment, and you can see here is tick the option of TNG payment. All right. So this for as a deposit, you tick the TNG option. So it's different types of payments. If they are specific for a certain interface, you will come to the data extension and tick the option. All right. Okay. All right. So that's the type of payments. Now, as I mentioned before, besides payments, the tender media is also other things like service totals, which like this. So let's go back. So something like a service total, which is sending a check or printing out a check like this. All these are service totals, and okay, auto fire, also service total, and so on. Um, you first of all you select the key type of service total. Then you have the options like before. So it's similar. You have the print options and so on. You tick the same as before or similar before and so on. Ops behavior, taxing options you don't. And the difference is in the ops behavior, you have a slightly different ops behavior file order, miscellaneous options, okay? But the real difference is output, okay? So here, if you send order, it does not print on the receipt, customer receipts or anything, it just goes to the journal. Then you also have the prints. If you do prints, reprint check. Oh, they should have printed, okay. This actually should be ticked on if it's printing print on guest check or reprint check and customer receipt and so on, okay? Then you have the options of printing options. So you can, so for these type of options like the print check, you have the print sales itemizer, summary, check trailer, check on demand, reprint as well. You also have the option of reprint check. You have to tick. And then you also, with the send check, is just sending the check, no printing. All right. The other menu level output is the same. The data extension, there's no need to tick. Effectivity group is the same. The one that is quite useful is send and stay. Sending a stay means you send a check, but it stays on the same screen, right? And where is this applicable? It could be applicable on a cashier screen, or it can be applicable um, on a waiter. When the waiter initially enters the drinks items or some starter items, appetizers at the beginning, then once he orders the appetizers, press the send button, send and stay button, and then continues to order the rest of the items. So those items like drinks, appetizers, and so on can be sent to the bar, can be sent to the kitchen for preparation first. Once that's and then the waiter can still continue to enter the rest of the order onto the check. So this is where with the send and stay option is quite useful. Configuration is the same as before, and if, the only difference I believe is the send order. All right. So once you tick this option of send order, you can see here, right click. This is send to allow server to post and send a current round entries to remote order without exiting the check. All right. So you can actually, so this is what it does. Okay. When you enable this option and you do a send and stay button key, once you press the send button, the items on that round will be sent, but you can still continue to order the rest of the of the menu items on that check for that order. Any questions on the send and stay? Nope. The other one is fire order, hold order, auto fire. Auto fire is also an option. What is auto fire? Is when you set a certain time and date. You will have to, there's other configurations with the auto fire, but it's basically you set a time and date for the order for the item to be sent to the kitchen. So that is what auto fire Where is it useful? Maybe room service. Somebody say orders something ready for room service 7 o'clock in the morning, for example. They order it to call to the room service, or they call to the PBX operator, telephone operator, to log an order. In the middle of night, say tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, I need 2 breakfasts, American breakfast. So the room service can do an auto fire. We set the order to be fired at 6:30. Okay, so they can enter the room service or the breakfast order, set it to 6:30 a.m. and save. All right, as auto fire, and the system will then fire the order to the kitchen for 6:30 for ready for the 7 o'clock around 7 p.m. Sorry, 7 a.m. The delivery service delivery to the room to the customer's room at 7 a.m. So that is what the auto fire is very useful for. It's usually used for the room service type of order. It can be useful also for banquet order. If you want to set it for week, 2 weeks, and so on, before it fires the order. With auto fire order, you can also modify the order at any time. So after it's been fired, you can pick up the check and then edit it and change the auto fire time, change the menu items as well, and so on. So it's not like you've set the order and it's forever the same. You can change the time, you can change the items anytime. All right, before the order is actually fired to the system to the kitchen printer. All right, but most of it is probably using the room service. I think that's the best. That's normally where the auto fire functionality will be used in the room service, whereby somebody wants to order a service to be delivered at a certain time. Usually the breakfast to be delivered at 7 a.m., 6:30, whatever the morning time is. Okay, any questions then? All right, no questions. We covered the tender discounts for next week. Tuesday, there is a training for page design, and we're going to go. So for next week, Tuesday, we have a page design training session, and those who's registered for the training session, I'll see you Tuesday then. All right. Sorry. You can access the recording. I believe you can access the recording to review. I'm not too sure it can be sent by mail, but you can log into the portal and access the recording to review once more. Hello, Andrew. If can the customers log into the web portal and review the video webinar once more anytime? Yeah, okay. So after tomorrow, they can replay the video. So yeah, you can log in to the web portal from tomorrow. Then you can replay the video, and you can see there's different sections. I think the important areas maybe is the auto discount and so on. Those are very useful, especially allowing you to create a buy one get one free, or buy two get one free, or that type of discount targeting specific items. Okay, then. I'm finished for today. I'll see you Tuesday then. Thank you. Bye bye.